Want to go to Florida now, where Republican presidential candidates are speaking at the annual GOP Florida Freedom Summit. It's a campaign stop, sure, but the campaigns will also be there to sign paperwork to officially appear on the Florida ballot for the state's primary election in March. But one of the top candidates had to pull out at the very last minute. Want to bring in NBC News campaign embed Greg Hyatt now, who's in Kissimmee, Florida. I believe I said that right. Greg, good to talk to you. What can you tell us? What are you seeing there?
Hey, good afternoon, Yasmin. So that's exactly correct. Nikki Haley is not here today because she's dealing with what's being called a family issue. And that absence is going to mean that she's going to have to pay $75,000 for not being here today in Orlando, Florida, because the candidates who are here today are actually filing for the Florida GOP primary that's taking place in March. And her absence also coincides at a time where she's been trending positively in the polls. We have a poll that we did with the Des Moines Register recently that shows that she's tied for second with Ron DeSantis at 16% to Trump's 43%. Now, just kind of setting the scene for what's been happening so far today here in Florida, it's definitely been more of a pro-Trump, pro-DeSantis crowd. You can definitely get that sense. When DeSantis was on the stage a little bit earlier, he got a loud ovation. And then you contrast that to when Asa Hutchinson and Chris Christie were on the stage, and they were booed loudly when they talked about wanting new GOP leadership. And referring to that new GOP leadership that's going to be upcoming, former President Trump will be the keynote speaker here later at 6 p.m. tonight. Today kind of kicks off a very busy week for the former president. He will, of course, testify in that New York City fraud trial on Monday. And then he'll, of course, have some counter-programming to the debate that NBC News is going to host on Wednesday, holding a rally in Miami before wrapping up the week by having a fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago.
All right. Greg Hyatt for us. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. By the way, Greg just mentioned it. So I'm going to plug it here as well. You can watch the third Republican presidential debate moderated by our own Lester Holt, Kristen Welker as well, Hugh Hewitt this Wednesday. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on NBC and streaming on NBC News Now.